Welcome to this week's discussion on finding Jesus. Have you ever run into someone that you know very well in a place you did not expect to see that person and then not recognize them right away? Once you figured out who this person was, you probably said something like, "What are you doing here?" Under normal circumstances, you would have known immediately who this person was, but not when they were not where they were expected to be. In the Gospel of Luke, chapter 24, verses 13 through 35, we hear how some of the disciples of Jesus did not recognize him, even after spending so much time with him. Two of the disciples were walking on the road to Emmaus and were discussing what had just happened to Jesus. They were very discouraged because they believed that this would be the one to redeem Israel. Perhaps they had many things on their minds, and they were just not at their peak of awareness. Since they knew that Jesus had just been crucified, they would never have expected to see him walking on the same road with them. Jesus approached and joined into their conversation as they walked along, and they still did not recognize him. They were surprised when Jesus asked what they were talking about. They told him that he must be the only traveler to Jerusalem that is not aware of what has happened in this area recently. As they continued to walk, they recounted all that had happened still without recognizing him. There was some talk about some of the women of their group that had visited the tomb earlier in the morning to retrieve Jesus' body, but found the tomb empty. This rumor, which included a story about some angels, had seemed far-fetched, but had been verified to be true by others in their group. As they continued to walk, Jesus began to rebuke them. And in verses 25 through 27, Jesus says to them, "Oh, how foolish you are! How slow of heart to believe all that the prophets spoke! Was it not necessary that the Messiah should suffer these things and enter into his glory?" Then, beginning with Moses and all the prophets, he interpreted to them what referred to him in all the scriptures. The two disciples only recognized Jesus later at dinner that evening when he was made known to them in the breaking of bread. What are you doing that is keeping you from recognizing Jesus in your life? Are you on the right road? Is your GPS sending you in the right direction? Who are your primary influencers in living your faith life? Slowly you can find yourself being guided on the wrong road through the people you surround yourself with without ever knowing how you got there. Who are you walking with, and what road are they on? People would often ask Saint Mother Teresa how she could touch those street people living in filth and smelling like a dump in the streets of India. She would answer that she did not see all of that in the people she served. She just saw Jesus in everyone she helped. Do we see Jesus in street people or those begging on the streets? Do we see Jesus as those in need or those who are suffering? Some may be reluctant to help those people. Why don't they just get a job? They are just going to buy alcohol or drugs. We always have to be careful and stay safe in all that we do. But if we are offering whatever help is needed to Jesus, it is Jesus that they are taking advantage of, not us. Here is another warning for the people who could not find Jesus that appears in Matthew chapter 25, verses 41 through 45. It reads, "Depart from me, you accursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no food. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. A stranger, and you gave me no welcome. Naked, and you gave me no clothing. Ill and in prison, and you did not care for me." Then they will answer and say, "Lord, when did we see you hungry or thirsty, or a stranger, or naked, or ill, or in prison, and not minister to your needs?" He will answer them, "Amen. I say to you, what you did not do for one of these least ones, you did not do for me." Jesus calls us to see him in other people, in events around us, and everywhere we are, physically and emotionally. People ready to misguide us can be found anywhere. Calling yourself a Christian is not the same as living as a Christian. The only one we should rely on for guidance in our faith is Jesus. I call myself a Catholic. This does not mean I hold a card that says, "The bearer of this card is a Catholic and therefore holier than others." It means that there are many more things expected from me. I need to live the life I claim to be living. I want to be able to honestly say, "Do as I do and not just what I tell you to do." And I need to live this life in my heart. How can I do this if I am on the wrong road and I can't find Jesus? I need to find Jesus everywhere I go. There is a song that goes, "They can see I am Christian by my love." This is the road I want to be on because this is the road that Jesus is on. How about you? Can you find Jesus in your life? Have a blessed week. If you would like to receive these weekly discussions, please subscribe below. You can also feel free to share any comments.